If you love high-end blue and white chinoiserie and delftware, then you're going to love today's video. I'll show you 6 home decor projects that cost less than $3 each and look like they came straight out of a boutique. I hope you enjoy. Currently in Hobby Lobby, you can find these blue and white paper chinoiserie napkins for $2.50. They come with 50 in a pack and they're absolutely gorgeous. I will be using these in each of today's projects. Online, you can find so many beautiful blue and white floral pillar candles, but did you know you can make your own for a fraction of the cost? Using an ordinary napkin, flip it over to the back side, and if you have trouble pulling that back ply off, just take a piece of Scotch tape. It really helps to remove that. Using a wax candle, we're going to first of all measure to see how much of the napkin we need to cut down. I'm going to leave a little bit of extra at the top and the bottom, and you'll need a piece of parchment paper. Make sure you have enough napkin to wrap all the way around the candle, and if there's extra, try to trim that as close as possible so that the two pieces will meet, and try to cut it in a straight line. You'll apply the napkin to the candle with the print side out. Roll it as tight as you can. Where the seams meet, take a piece of parchment paper and a mini iron. Don't leave it on one area very long, just long enough to heat up that wax. Then you will wrap that parchment paper around your candle tightly and then go over the entire candle with that iron, just keeping it rotating as you go. Make sure you don't burn yourself, and don't leave it in one spot too long. If you peel the paper back and you see some areas where the napkin did not adhere to the candle, just pull your parchment paper back over and then heat it up with the iron again. Once you have everything adhered, it's going to look something like this. Then take some sandpaper to remove the extra napkin at the bottom, and if you have a little extra, you could go ahead and trim it up with your scissors to make it more manageable to get the rest off with your sandpaper. Now, if you see some extra wax on the outside, just take a paper towel and rub that on the outside. It's not going to remove that napkin. It's now adhered to that candle, and it'll clean it up. Did you know that you can also do this with battery operated candles? Make sure you do not have the batteries in there first, and that it has to have that wax coating on the outside. It will not work if it's just a plastic battery operated candle. It has to have that wax coating. You can do this the exact same way and then remove your excess napkin from the top and the bottom. Look how beautiful this blue and white floral plate is from Williams Sonoma. Now this is a dinner plate. I'm going to be making a decorative plate, not one you can eat off of. Using this white square plate from Dollar Tree, I'm going to add a layer of Mod Podge to the top of the plate, making sure to spread it all the way to the edges and allow that to dry. Once I remove the back layer from my napkin, I'm going to set this on a heating mat and go over it with my iron to remove any of the creases from where it was packaged. I can now place my napkin over the plate, center up my design, and add a piece of parchment paper over top of it. Very gently iron over this. The edges of my plate do curve up, so this little mini iron with the point at the top really helps come in handy to be able to get those sides and corners. Allow time enough for it to cool down before placing some Mod Podge on a different plate, and then using a very little amount on a clean soft brush to apply a layer of Mod Podge to the entire top part of the napkin, all the way to the edges. Since my plate is for decorative purposes only, I'm just using a regular matte Mod Podge. Once it has dried, I could take some sandpaper and gently go all the way around the edges to remove the extra napkin and give you those beautiful clean lines. You can find some beautiful white flower pots with blue floral prints on them. I'm going to start off by using 2 napkins, and once I remove the back ply, I'm going to take some water, a detailed clean paintbrush, and go around the floral prints with the water. Then I can pull it apart and allow that to dry. I'm going to do some double prints as well as some single floral prints, and I'm going to do this for both of the napkins because I'll be using all of these pieces for 2 separate projects. You want to make sure you set your napkins aside and let them dry from where you applied the water. I will be using this white flower pot from Walmart. It was less than $2, as well as some Mod Podge. Apply the Mod Podge to one section at a time. I am going to go from the top to the bottom because I want this flower pot to have the same sheen. Then I'll take the napkin, place it on top of the Mod Podge, and I like to start from the center, applying the Mod Podge on top of the napkin and working my way out to each of the edges. I wasn't sure how many pieces of the napkin I wanted to add to it. I originally set out 4, but I decided I only wanted to add 2. So I'm going to turn this around and put another floral print exactly opposite on the back side of the flower pot using the same method. Then I will apply an even layer of Mod Podge around the entire flower pot so that the flower pot will all have the same sheen, and I like to keep my brush strokes going in the same direction, and then I'll allow that to dry. Oh, how beautiful are these blue and white ceramic bird figures at Wayfair. I think I have the perfect bird figurine for what I want to do with this. If you don't want to use the water method to separate your floral images and you want a cleaner line, just use a pair of scissors to cut them out and you can round out each of the edges. I had the cutest white bird from Dollar Tree that has these beautiful indentations on it. I'm going to apply Mod Podge in one area, place my napkin on top of that, and then I'll add another layer of Mod Podge on top of the napkin. In some areas, you may have to use your scissors to cut it so that it will be able to lay down flat. Then I added another floral print at the very front of the bird space because I originally just wanted to put one at the bottom and one at the top. But then as I placed that on there, I decided I really wanted to cover this entire bird. So I am going to overlap the napkins with one another until I have completely covered this entire bird figurine. For this project, I'm going to use the napkin with the backing on it. I need to iron all of the creases and wrinkles out of it because I will be using this beautiful white arch frame from Dollar Tree. And once I remove everything from the inside, I'm going to take the back of the frame, center this on top of my napkin so that I'll be able to trace and then cut this out using my scissors. And then you could Mod Podge this to the back, but I decided I just wanted to place it there. So I am going to flip that picture over, and that's why I left the backing on it, just to provide some extra lightness behind the napkin. Of course, we need a blue and white floral vase to complete our collection, and all of those pieces that I made, like the doubles and singles earlier, we're going to be using that for this vase, which came from Dollar General, and you can usually find these on sale, like when they have their home decor half off. I think I paid $3 for it. I'm going to start by applying one of the double prints on one side, then add a layer of Mod Podge on top, making sure that it adheres to the vase. I'm going to add some single pieces on the side. And once I have that in place, I'm going to add that other double print on the opposite side from where I did the first one. Then I'll continue to go around and add single pieces as I go, each time making sure that I adhere the Mod Podge to the top and press the napkin down on all edges. I am going to add some at the very top so that I can bring the napkin over the rim, and that design will be on the rim of the vase. And I'll do that for some of the bottom pieces as well so that they'll overlap to the bottom. Now you can add as many or as little floral prints as you like. I want my vase to be completely covered, so I am going to take those single floral prints and overlap the napkins on top of the previous ones. Once you have allowed it to completely dry, take some sandpaper to remove the excess napkin at the rim. Make sure you wipe it off thoroughly and remove any of that excess dried napkin, because you'll want to take a layer of Mod Podge to go over this entire vase again from top to bottom, keeping your brush strokes nice and even. And don't forget to get the rim at the very top to make sure that none of your napkin peels up, and allow it to completely dry. I hope you enjoyed today's projects and found tons of inspiration. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to click that subscribe button right below the video. Please let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite out of today's projects. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please take care, and I'll see you guys next time.